Hi, it's me again, and welcome to my new really expensive studio that's definitely real and not green screen, as you can see by it. Definitely doesn't cut my arm off. And I got a new mic as well, treating myself, 25 quid. Lovely. I stumbled across this yesterday. I was on my lunch break at work, just peeing about on my phone, and I got an alert from a search thing that I have with Google Alerts. And it's an ad for a TV license field officer, one of their enforcement field visiting officer things. They keep changing what they're called. It's different. They've changed it. So I thought we could just have a little look at it together because they have changed it. It doesn't look anymore like they pay commission. And you know, we've all talked about many times where are their cars insured for business use? Well, it looks like they're addressing that as well. And to be fair, if it wasn't for TV licensing, it sounds like quite a fair job now. Look at some of this, look. So, television license field officer. I Capita, and this is for Lancaster. Okay, right. As a television license field officer, you will visit customers currently without a TV license at addresses throughout the Lancaster area and helping them firstly understand and comply with the legislation. Boring. Explaining how they can obtain one and enabling them to find a payment plan that works for them. So, selling licenses. You're selling licenses. You're not enforcing anything. You're still a sales person. But this is where it's different. Look. You will be rewarded with a 30 grand salary. Not bad, right? Not bad. That's all right. You can live on that, can you? You will also receive either a company car, which includes personal use, or a £3,700 annual car allowance paid monthly. Because many people have said, you know, like when you see the Goon videos and that, one of the top comments you always get on that is, I bet their car's not insured for company use. Because you can't even deliver takeaway food now without having the proper insurance, can you? So how can you be using your car, personal car, for business purposes with the wrong insurance? And nothing ever comes of it. No complaints happen. Nothing ever comes of it. But now, look at that. A company car. I don't know how that works. There is like tax problem stuff like that. So your 30 grand salary is going to take a hit if you take the company car, right? But a company car includes personal use, so it saves you having to buy your own car. Or if you want to just use your own car, a £3,700 annual car allowance paid monthly. You could lease quite a nice motor for that. Can you? Not bad. In addition, you will receive a mileage allowance. In addition to mileage completed between visits, we also pay this allowance to and from your home address each day. So if this wasn't the TV licensing job, it'd be a cracker, wouldn't it? It'd be right. Are they that desperate for people now? Hopefully I've put so many people off taking this job that they're desperate for people, so they've had to sweeten the deal a little bit. But it still doesn't say anything about commission, does it? I've read this and I didn't see the word commission anywhere. And I've said for a long time that it's the wrong way to pay them is commission, because they're incentivized to stitch people up. You know, you pay, what was the previous salary? I think it was like 20 base or something, wasn't it? And then there was commission on top of it. And it's the wrong way to pay them because they're incentivized to stitch people up. If you're getting a 30 grand flat salary with a car and no commission, you don't have to worry about it. It doesn't matter if everyone closes the door in their face. You're not trying to stitch anybody up. There's still going to be people that will, because they get off on a power trip, don't they? But it changes the way the TV license will be enforced. People don't care. You could just take this job and sit at home and say, I went to these addresses, they'll slam the door in your face. Who would know? Would they know? I don't know. They've got GPS in that handheld device. I don't know. But it sounds a sweeter job. It's a shame the job still exists. But they have changed it, haven't they? Working hours. You'll be working a 36.5-hour week on a flexible shift pattern with a potential of a 4-day working week. It's better than my job. You'll be home-based and spend your shift visiting people in communities across your region. Ideally, you will be living in the LA postcode areas. So you will become a pariah, is that the word, in your own community by being a TV license enforcement officer, although this says field officer. No one will like you anymore. And you won't be bragging about your new job down the pub at night. But it's different now, isn't it? And better. Core responsibilities. Conduct door-to-door visits where no TV license is registered. Listen to customer reasoning for not having a license and make an informed decision on next steps. that was always the problem when it's commission, because the informed decision on the next steps, if you pay commission, is I need to sell a license. Accurately record visit details and complete daily timesheets on your handheld device, which will probably have GPS in it to make sure you are actually going out. Explain and sell the benefits of all license payment schemes. Take and accurately record payment details. Attend court when required to give evidence in prosecution cases. I'd be interested if there was a dip in prosecution cases because of the way the job is now. You know, if there's no incentive to sell the license or stitch people up by commission, will there be a dip in prosecution cases? I don't know. Are they targeted for that sort of thing? Do you think there's a target for when they visit, the amount of unlicensed homes they visit, for the amount of licenses they have to sell and the amount of prosecutions they need to bring about? I don't know. A few TV license enforcement officers have reached out to me in the past and wanted to talk to me about it and tell me all the information they know. And I wanted to do my due diligence on it. I just want to listen to a stranger and take their word for it. So I wanted some kind of proof that they do the job. Show me your ID badge or a work contract or something. And none of them could provide it. So I still don't know the information. But I would be interested to know if they're targeted for, say, for every 100 homes you visit that are unlicensed. Do you have to sell a certain amount of licenses and bring about a certain amount of prosecutions? I would be interested to know that information. If you're an enforcement officer watching this and you can prove you are, reach out to me. I'll keep your anonymity. I won't grass you up or anything like that. I just want to know the information. What you'll need to bring. It doesn't say morals there or anything. No, obviously enough. It's essential to have a full UK driving licence, physically mobile, strong interpersonal communication skills. Similar previous experience is not essential. We have colleagues who excel from a diverse range of backgrounds, whether that's customer service, retail sales, armed forces or security. However, there's one thing in common: excellent communication skills. Ex-armed forces and security are probably their main sort of recruitment target, aren't they? Because security guards are basically bullies anyway. I'm not saying ex-armed forces are. I don't know. A lot of ex-police do it. Old ex-police, I've heard of that. Don't know. Well, what's in it for you? An opportunity to develop new skills and confidence in a role that keeps you active and makes you hated in your community. Sorry, I keep adding bits on, don't I? But yeah, it's not a bad gig, is it? Not a bad gig. Salary of 30 grand, company car, 23 days holiday rising to 28. The opportunity to take a paid day out of the office to volunteer for charity partners. Voluntary benefits from health and well-being. Access up to £500 of your salary before payday each month. Yeah, they've certainly changed it, haven't they? I like to think they've changed it because I'm making a dent in their recruitment process. Who grew up wanting to be a TV licence enforcement officer? I mean, who grew up wanting to do any crappy job, really? You just end up in the situation, don't you? But there are other options out there. If all you're qualified to do is to be a television licence field officer, there are other options out there. So I like to think that I've made a bit of a dent in their recruitment. Because you're not going to be a liked person if you do this job. No one's going to like you. It's like being a traffic warden, isn't it? You're not going to make any friends doing this. And they want you to prey on your local community. I don't like that. I don't like that. But they have sweetened the job up. And I think it's because they've had to. They're struggling to recruit for it. They've had to sweeten the job up. I don't want it to sound like I think it's a good job, because I don't. I don't think anybody should do this job. I don't think this job should exist. And I think if you're even considering applying for this job, look at every other possible opportunity first. You've got to feed your family and you've got to put a roof over your head, and any job will do at that time. I'd be the same. I'd do any job to keep the roof above my head and food in my belly. That this would be the very, very last rung of the ladder, even though they've sweetened it a bit. What do you reckon about this? It sounds sweeter now than many other jobs, doesn't it? But it's still the lowest rung of the ladder. And I like to think I've had to cause them to sweeten the deal a little bit to get some new recruits in. And I hope nobody takes them up on these jobs. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. Hit all the buttons while you're down there leaving your comment. And if you do that, with any luck, I'll see you in another video one day, won't I? Ta-da.